Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day curd nerds. Welcome back. This is Ask the Cheeseman. I'm your host. What's my name? Well, I'm your host, Gavin Weber, and I will be attempting to answer your home cheese making questions. There aren't many that I can't answer, which is a good thing. This is episode 368, and a big shout out to all of the patrons and YouTube members. New YouTube members: Celeste Fraser, Amphion, Erling Olsen, Kerfalon, Janice Phillips, Blue Wolf de Upa. Thank you so much for your YouTube membership, and to everybody on the screen there who support the show on a monthly basis. And also to all of the patrons over on patreon.com. Excuse me. A big thanks to all of you who also pay a monthly subscription to keep the show going, and indeed it certainly does. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, especially when when I'm actually not physically capable of making cheeses at the moment. So I do thank you for your continued financial support. Anyway, enough of that. I love thanking people, but I don't like harping on about it. So don't forget, we've got the gallery at 30 minutes past the hour. We've got a couple of entries there, and there'll be a surprise later on during the stream as well. What else we got with there? We got say thank you or g'day to a few people. Hello to Jeffrey, and g'day to Mario in Canada, Montreal. Hello, Mario. Who else we got there? We got Jill. Hello, Jill. And Jill's just received her Curd Nerd mug. The Talk Curdy to me. I don't have that one present today. I've got a different one. Make cheese, not war. Very relevant these days. So thank you, Jill, for purchasing some of the merch over at merch.cheeseman.tv. Really appreciate it. Next was Fiona. Hello, Fiona. Lovely to see you, as always. Who else we got there? Did I say Jeffrey? Jeffrey and his dog. Jill and her dog. Merv. Hello, Merv. Lovely to see you. And Anthony are the only other ones that have chimed in the chat. If you're in the chat, if you're watching and you haven't said hello yet, please jump in there. G'day to Darren. Hello, Darren. Lovely to see you. And Ahmed, how are you, mate? Good to see you indeed. Alrighty. So, if you've got any questions, don't forget to put 3 Qs in the front of them, and we will get to those. Normal is overrated. Welcome to the stream. Love to see you. I was thinking about, I think about cheese just about every hour of the day. Not only just cheese, but making videos and serving the Curd Nerd community. So it's been very frustrating because I haven't been able to stand for more than, say, 30 minutes without my legs hurting and all that sort of stuff. But I'm racking my brain trying to figure out ways that I can comfortably make cheese. So what I was thinking of doing, I've got I've got my sous vide, of course, but I really can't lift the pot when it's full at the moment. So what I was thinking of doing was doing a few videos of smaller batches. I've been watching Fred over at Shay's Fred Urban Cheesemaker. Hang on, look, can I bring his channel up? Just to... where is it? Where is Fred's channel? It is worth mentioning. Where is he? Where are you, Fred? There he is. Can I put that in a new tab? All right. Here we go. Second monitor. All right. So Fred, Chez Fred Fromage Urbain, which I think it means Chef Fred, home cheese maker in English. Even though his channel is in French, the great thing is YouTube now has this auto translate feature. So he's been making some pretty cool cheeses. Hang on, I'll just bring up the latest one. He made mozzarella with yogurt. So notice how all of the titles are now changed into English. So he made mozzarella with yogurt and it worked. And I watched that one and I went, that is so simple. Why didn't I just do that? Where's the other one? He did a yogurt cheese. He's been pumping cheese. Tell you what, this one here. Express yogurt cheese, ultra simple to make. Bocconcini. Anyway, he's been doing these AI ones as well. But he uses here we go. So he's adding yogurt to milk. Anyway, he's using a 4-litre batch. So I could definitely pick up, a 4-litre pot. No problems at all. He's using an induction stovetop. And I could certainly handle that. He's using a stainless steel bench, which I think I've got one somewhere. I think it's near the barbecue. I'd have to clean it up a little bit. But I've been racking my brain how to make cheese, not in the kitchen because they're all bench height and I can't really stand at the bench height. Yes, I could use a bar stool, but they're uncomfortable kind of as well. I would lovely just to sit in my nice warm chair, my heated chair here, office chair, that it's heated by USB, and that would be fantastic. But yeah, so I've been racking my brain on how to do it and how to film it in the studio as well. In here, I'd rather film it in here than in the kitchen because it'd be more comfortable. So anyway, so I've been thinking about that. So I'm trying to transform the way that I make cheese normally and bring you more cheesy content. Anyway, so I'm working on that. I'm sure I'll work on it some more. I think about cheese every hour of the day. It's painful. If that makes it. When you can't make it and that's all you think about, and think of making video. What video can I make this week? What video how can I transform my style into something that's more that I can physically do? So yeah, it's very taxing on the brain, if that makes sense. Anyway, that aside, got a few more to say g'day to Jose, hello mate, over in the UK, and Jeff and Heidi, lovely to see you as always. And Jeffrey made yogurt yesterday. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Yogurt is underrated. And in fact, you can ask my doggos, Hamish and Bonnie, because they have yogurt every morning on their breakfast. So they have meat out of a packet, and then I put yogurt on top. And it stops their paws from going orange, that bacteria that they can get in their paws. Anyway. It's good biotics for the dogs. Anthony recommends that you can call it a small batch an artisan and it will be very fancy. Yeah, and if I sold it, it would cost a fortune too because you're only making small batches. But that is a good idea. But look, I'm going to have to, and when I do figure it out, hopefully this week, the batches will be smaller. So they won't be the normal 10-litre or 8-litre batches, so 1 gallon or 1.5 gallon batches that I normally do. I'll make them smaller. I'm just thinking what I can do is, for those who like to make larger batches, what I'll do is, if I do a 4-litre or 1 gallon batch, then I will put another ingredients page on the video for say a 2-gallon batch. I think that'll work. That's all I'm worried about is people being turned off on small batches and stuff when clearly in the past I've just made massive, well not massive, big batches of cheese to make a cheese that's about 1 kilogram. Are you suggesting you may be a curdvert? Based on perdvert. Yes, I suppose I am. And Anthony says, I'm actually making a half recipe of your Sherv recipe right now. There you go. So I'm probably overthinking this way too much, and that a lot of you probably do halve the recipes that I make anyway. So yeah, go figure. Maybe I should just get on and figure it out and do it. Anyway, thank you for listening to this old bloke's rant. If you've got a question, pop it in the chat, or you'll just hear from me rambling the whole time. We don't want that, do we? We want cheese questions. So whack one in there, and we'll go from there. C-Scars says, I sent you a mozzarella video. Somebody made mozzarella out of something. Not sure what the rest of the message is. Anthony says, especially the fresh ones, they go bad quicker, so making smaller batches is sometimes better. Yeah, indeed. So it's probably a good idea with the Fred did with the yogurt, mozzarella he did. I'm pretty sure that's only a 4-litre batch, and you'll get a couple of mozzarella balls out of it. You won't lose too much moisture out of the curd. He did say the curd was the final cheese was a little bit firmer, but that's what you get when you use cow's milk. If you use buffalo milk, it's usually a lot softer. And yeah, I can get buffalo milk, so yes, I don't think that'll be too much trouble. I could try both types. But yogurt, fresh yogurt with live cultures in it is definitely very usable as a thermophilic culture. Depending on the strain, sometimes they'll be really tangy and you'll get a really tangy taste in your cheese. But if you're only using a small amount to culture your milk, then you shouldn't have too much trouble. Don't use yogurt for culturing milk for cheeses that are use a mesophilic culture normally, because the cheese just won't turn out the same. Fiona has a question. I have a Tom or Mark style cheese that I want to vacuum seal with some of the grapes and mature it longer. It has been in the mark for about 2 months. Should I dry the grapes in the oven first? Yes, you'll get lots of yeast, but the mark is is the pulp left over after wine making. So the sludge of grapes, and they press that into the cheese and that sort of stuff. But yeah, remember that grapes naturally have a yeast on the skin of the grape, so that's why they didn't add yeasts back in the old days, because they used the wild yeasts that were present on the grapes themselves for fermentation to make wine, of course. Should you dry them in the oven first? Yes, I would. At 120 degrees Celsius at about 15 minutes. They'll dry out a bit more, but yeah, if you want to press them into the grapes and vacuum pack them, just to add a little bit more, I'm going to say not texture, it's more for the aesthetic, I would say. That wouldn't add too much flavour or anything like that. But you never know. You never know unless you try, Fiona, so good idea. Ahmed says, is it true that we can make juice from the lactose left over from milk? I think you mean the whey. Can we make juice from the whey? You can do lots of things with whey. I made a video called 15 Ways with Whey. Let me just bring that up and have a look. So over on the channel page, if we search for whey, 15 Ways with Whey, using a cheese making byproduct was the title of the video. Let's just share that. Okay, and I'll pop the link in the chat for you, Ahmed. go and check that video out. Where there's a will, there's a way, indeed, Anthony. I can always count on you for jokes during the stream. Thanks, mate. So, Ahmed, I hope that answers your question. There's lots. You can do so much with whey. I think the Swiss even make a soft drink or a fizzy drink, pop, whatever you want to call it, out of whey called Revel, I think. I have seen it, and I've heard that it tastes okay. So they use their leftover whey from the cheese making industry to make fizzy drinks. There you go. Okay, next question. I think I got it on the screen already. Normal is overrated, says long-time subscriber Cheeseman. What is the best way for an absolute beginner to get started? I live in a very hot climate and I'm just a little afraid to get started. What's the cure? Okay, the cure is just do it. In fact, I broached the subject of beginner cheeses where you don't need a cheese fridge and they're simple to make and you can eat them the same day and store them in the kitchen fridge. I did that in the Curd Nerd newsletter this week. Let me just pull that up. Where is it? I'll pop this in the chat, but I will show it on the screen. Where are we? There we go, second monitor. So the Curd Nerd newsletter edition, there's the link. You'll get to see that. Edition number 63, Busting the Cheese Cave Myth. 7 beginner-friendly cheeses you can make without a cheese fridge. Anyway, so I go through a list. So we cover whole milk ricotta, and there's a link to the video. We cover paneer, quick mozzarella, my new video on that. Queso fresco. We cover goat's milk feta, or you can use cow's milk. It's up to you. Bel Paese is another great one that matures in the kitchen fridge. It's a bigger cheese. And of course, halloumi, which is Cypriot cheese, absolutely delicious. And yeah, so that's in my latest newsletter, which you can subscribe to on this page. Hang on. littlegreenworkshops.com.au/newsletter. Gee, I made that simple enough, didn't I? There we go. So if you want to subscribe to the weekly newsletter, you can do that there. Fabulous. Okay, what are we doing next? Thanks for the question. Next question is from... hope that helped. Normal is overrated. Anthony says, I know you're not big on raw milk because of the care needed to handle it, but raw milk yogurt would actually be quite good for that probably. Yeah, it would be. Thing is, with yogurt, when you make yogurt, you really should heat it up to about 92 degrees Celsius first, which is close to boiling, of course, and that denatures the protein. And then when you cool it back down to about 40 and then add the thermophilic culture, it makes a much better yogurt, better structure, firmer yogurt as well, and it's not watery and runny. So technically, you're pasteurising the raw milk anyway, which is probably why they made yogurt back in the past. It's a pasteurised product, even if you're using raw milk. So there you go. Jill says, I can access buffalo milk. Are there any recipes more suited to this type of milk? The company sells a cheese in oil and it is to die for. That sounds fantastic. So yes, pasta filata cheeses like mozzarella de buffalo, obviously. I've got a recipe for that on the channel, Jill, so you can do the normal searchy thing there and go and check that out. Pasta filata cheeses in general. I know that in Italy there's one dairy there that makes blue de buffalo. So they make a blue cheese with buffalo milk, and apparently it is to die for as well. So there is a blue cheese that I know of as well. Let me think. Any cheese that you want to be exceptionally creamy. Remembering buffalo milk, the fat content is between 10 and 12%, which is double that of normal cow's milk. So It probably, if you use the Stilton here's a thought for you. If you're into blue cheeses and you use my Stilton recipe, and instead of having milk and cream, just use buffalo milk instead, and you'll probably get the right cream content. Not only do you have to not buy cream, you've got a single product that you can use. So that's an idea. Hopefully that helps. Merv says, just preparing to make your Persian feta, and if I have time, we'll do Lisa Peterson's halloumi recipe. Great video, has her bloopers left in it. Yeah, I do that occasionally, but yeah, I don't always have the bloops in my videos, because usually I'm swearing a lot, being an Aussie. Couple of swear words once or twice when things don't quite work out, so they're not quite safe for work. So, but yeah, they should turn out. I think Lisa's halloumi recipe is almost identical to mine anyway. So that'll work for you, Merv. No problems at all. And on that, Merv gifted me. He picked up an order this week from my place of business, some cheese making stuff, and he left me a present. He made some sausages, so some breakfast sausages, big fat sausages, pork sausages, and I tell you what, Merv, I had two for lunch the day after you left them, and then two for lunch the next day, just in bread with some a little bit of sauce. I'll tell you what, they were to die for, mate. So thank you so much for your gift of sausages. They were just. I was just blown away. Kim doesn't like sausages, big fat sausages anyway, so she didn't partake in the sausage fest, but that was all me. It was lovely. Thank you, mate. Put a glow in my heart and in my belly, so that was cool. Cheers, mate. Normal is over. Hit the like. How many likes are we up to? I can't tell. Hang on. 2 secs. It'll tell me here. 6. Is that 6? No, that's not right. 13. How many people got watching? 30. If you like the content, hit the little like button. It does help spread the love. So, thank you for that in advance. Fiona says, we made elderflower Whey gin. It's sensational. Yeah, I bet it is. I did make a what was it called? Blonde, B-L-A-A-N-D. Yeah, that was a fermented whey drink, and that was quite potent. I still have a couple of bottles of it. I break it out for special occasions when I'm trying to impress people. But the problem is I can't drink alcohol myself at the moment because of the medication I'm on. So that's a bit of a problem. But for those who want to make blonde, let me just put it up. Oh, A-N-D. Gav, get the cursor out the way. Right. Blonde. Oh, here we go. So over on the channel page, I've got a couple of videos, or one full one. Is this the full one? Yeah, this is the full video here. So, making alcohol from cheese whey. Very nice indeed. It was a lovely drop too. And initially it tasted a little bit like champagne without the fizz. Oh, no, sorry, a Chardonnay, not a champagne. Let me just put the link in the thing. There we go. So yeah, initially it was like a Chardonnay, and then as the flavour matured in the bottle, as the bland or blonde matured in the bottle, it turned it up to be a little bit like a medium sherry. So in between sweet and dry, a sherry for those who drink a sherry. Anyway, so yeah, it was quite delightful, and I think it's nearly, when did I make it? 2021? Yeah, was the first, and I made a second batch after that, a couple of months after that. But yeah, very nice indeed. So, yeah. Okay. Where else? Oh, Tim. Hello, Tim. Lovely to see you, mate. C Scars and says, I put a cheddar in a plastic pack. After some days, he gets a camembert rind. Yeah, well, it sounds like you got a contaminated plastic pack, and the Penicillium candidum has grown on the outside of your cheddar. So, what the best thing to do is to, I would cut off the mold infected bit. I only do this with hard cheeses. If you've got mold on the outside of hard cheeses, no big deal. Just cut the mold off if it has grown on the outside, or you can wash it off if you want with a brine solution. That works as well. But cutting off, a centimetre of cheese around that, and the rest of the cheese is fine. Don't do that with fresh cheeses. They'll be infected all the way through. Hard cheeses, less moisture, the mold won't penetrate into it. You got a photo of the cheddar, where to send it to. You can send it to I'll show you where, and I'll show you at the end of the gallery as well. Second Monitor's getting a flogging today. If we go to the initial home page, up here, where do you want to become a curd nerd? And you can only do this on a browser. Just click the more, and down here there's view email address. That's the email address to send any correspondence or photos for the gallery, or any cheeses you have a question about. And I'll definitely include any questions that I receive to that email address will be going into the gallery. So that is where you send them. Next question. Sorry, I'll get rid of that and back to my head. Okay. Elderflower Whey gin, very nice. It sounds very nice, doesn't it? But yeah. All right. So, do we have? There's some other questions here somewhere, or maybe responses. Anthony says he lives in Florida, and I'm curious if you have air conditioning or not. Many cheeses are cultured at 30 degrees C. Yeah, indeed. So you shouldn't have too many problems. And Normal says, yes, I do have aircon. That's a great tip, mate. Thank you. Maybe I can get started. Indeed, you can. Like, just have a look at that list. There are many cheeses that, like I said, you can make the same day. Cheese doesn't have to be semi-hard and hard cheese. Fresh cheeses are just as good as the other cheeses, and they don't take as much time or effort to worry about the maturation and the affinage. A lot of people at the beginning just make fresh cheeses, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think they're fantastic. Any cheese is good cheese, except processed cheeses. But anyway, more on that. Merv says, that's okay, Gav. I'm a cheese nerd, a cheese curd nerd and a sausage nerd, so I'm lucky I have you nearby for picking up orders from your Little Green Workshop store, and go to our milk supply on the way back home. That's fabulous. Thank you, Merv, and thanks for being a customer as well as a good friend that I can have a chat to occasionally, so that's cool. Don't understand part of the German. It's just kind of, my goodness, it's all over the place. I'll try. My something yogurt, also infected with camembert. My Lidl, that's a shop, isn't it? And I put their yogurt in a glass something and produced this smell of something, but also built a camembert rind. So yeah, so obviously the camembert rind, it is infected. So I don't know what you're doing in there. Ahmed says, regarding making juice, if the acidity is high, can we add a small amount of water to dilute it? Yeah, if you want to. Can't see why not. You can add the water to the whey to dilute it a bit if it's too acidic. And Matt, welcome, Matt. Fresh lactic cheeses for the win. Indeed. Lactic cheeses are a little bit more of a finesse, probably an intermediate cheese. You got to get the pH right before you can mold it. So I think that'll be more of an intermediate, not advanced, but an intermediate cheese. For the beginner, I wouldn't really recommend a lactic fresh lactic cheese, because they can be difficult. And if you don't get to the right pH, then you're obviously not going to get a good solid curd that will mould well as well. But fresh lactic cheeses are amazing, Matt. You are 100% right there, mate. Sorry, this question here. A best combo of cheeses for pizza? Well, I highly recommend my pizza mozzarella. That imparts a good flavour. Let's go and have a look at... I'll give you the recipe because I'm a nice man like that. That was the alarm for the gallery. We'll get to that in a second. Pizza mozzarella. Here we go. How to make pizza mozzarella low moisture. What's the best one? That one is the best one. I redid it because I took all the stuff about pH meters out of it. Based on opinion from the curd nerd community, which was a good opinion, by the way. So there we go. So go and check out that pizza mozzarella. Good flavour profile. Very tasty indeed. However, if you want to add a little bit more zing, I can highly recommend using some Gruyere and some tasty cheddar, as well as pizza mozzarella. So those three cheeses combined. Gruyere, fantastic flavour when melted. Cheddar, tasty cheddar, or even tasty cheddar would melt better than the older cheddars, and that pizza mozzarella. Oh, absolutely lovely. Anthony says knuckle. Oh, how do you say that? Nail polish removal. Oh, that must smell horrible. Shauna, welcome. Long time no see, my friend. Sorry I'm late. Not been a good week, unfortunately. Sorry if that's been a bad week. Hopefully things get better, mate. Ahmed says, generally how much cheese is from 1 litre of milk? Okay, so the yield for normal cow's milk, so we're talking Friesian Holstein, which is the breed of cow that most cheeses, bulk cheeses, are made from in the Western world, is 3.8% fat, and for 1 litre of milk you will get about 100 grams of cheese. If you're making cheese curd proper, like you want to make a semi-hard to a hard cheese, okay? If you're going to use fresh cheese, you'll get a yield of about between 12 and 15% from the same milk, okay? So that's generally how it works. Anthony says, Gav, you got me with the Rella. Yeah, I was just thinking of that song. That was horrible. If you're into... Was it Rihanna? Yeah, sorry, Rihanna. C. Scars and says something else that I don't understand either. For example, Asian... Oh, I don't know these German words. English, please. I'm so sorry that I'm only monolinguistic. Is that the word for it? There we go. Right, so the gallery. I'm waffling on. Let me just bring up the gallery. Gav, get your act together today. The gallery. And we want... There we go. Oops, I'm a bit brighter. But we're going to the gallery. And the gallery is brought to you by yourself, if that makes sense. You're the people that send them in. All right, so the first one is from David Gunderson. David says, Hi, Gavin. Yeah, hi, Gavin. Yeah. These pictures are approximately 20 days in. This is a Castle Blue. He didn't really mention it, but I figured it out. He says, I'm happy with the holes because it looks like the mould is growing well, but I'm concerned about the greyish-brown mould. Your thoughts? By the way, my temperature averages 52 degrees Celsius. 52 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't say that, but I figured it out. But my humidity fluctuates between 80 and 85%. Regards, David. So I did send him back an email. So that's one. So you tell me if there's anything wrong with this cheese. Dear viewer. And the last one is there. Nothing wrong with this blue cheese whatsoever. It looks perfect as far as I'm concerned. This is what happens to the blue mold on the surface of the cheese. This is what it looks like. So this is a classic example of what blue mold looks like. Okay, it doesn't show you the sharp blue color. That's on the inside. This is on the outside, on the rind. You'll get discoloration. It'll be grey. It'll be a little bit towards darker grey. You'll even get some little, well, it's not fluorescent mold, but it's the Penicillium roqueforti breaking down. And this is exactly what it looks like. So my recommendation to David was, they look fine to me. It's now time to wrap them to prevent the surface mold from making the rind go gooey. You can wrap it in aluminium foil, but replace this each month until maturing, because aluminium foil tends to break down with the acids in the cheese. Anyway, I said I think you'll have a good looking cheese at the end. So, perfect example of a well-maturing blue cheese. So, not to worry, David, you're doing everything right, which is absolutely fantastic. So, the next where are we? The next one. Here we go. This is from a guy called Wayne Shrimpton, who lives just up the road from me, and by up the road about an hour away. It says, "Hi Gavin, this is Wayne Shrimpton, is the guy. It says, quick thank you for all you do and the inspiration it provides. I'm about 3 years into my cheese making journey, learning all the time and loving it. Here's a couple of pictures for the gallery. All the cheeses on the grazing table were made by me. Also, thanks for your excellent service when shopping on your website. Regards, Wayne Shrimpton, Ballarat." Thank you, Wayne, for sending these in. Now, one thing you didn't do was tell me the names of the cheeses. So I'm going to have to guess. That looks like a cheddar, I'm thinking. Hopefully you can see my pointer. Yes, you can. That one there could be a Caffili or a Bel Paese. Not too sure. These ones down here look like Cacio Ricotta, but I'm guessing, right? We've got this looks magnificent. It's a shame it's a little bit sunny. Can I fix it on the fly? Here we go. This is going to be magical. Can I make an adjustment? That one, auto enhance. All right, there we go. And we want to, no, too punchy. That one, no. Back to the original. Yeah, nice. All right, that's better. Save. There we go. That's a bit better. Still a bit blown out, but look at the mold. Look at the blue mold down the middle. So that's a Campanzola, I estimate. Looks pretty good, and he's got a lovely white mold coating on the outside. So magnificent. Well done, Wayne. I'm really proud of that cheese. Looks fantastic. Okay. This is his cheese platter he was talking about, and he's got labels. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Right. So, let's have a look. Now, can I ascertain what we got here? So, there's a cheddar there. That one there. Very nice. I love the meats and stuff too. Halloumi that he's cooked as well. He's pan-fried. Lovely. Doesn't say what that is. It looks like some cream cheese with, what's that? Sweet chili sauce on top. He's got a brie there that he's made. Very nice indeed. He's got a Jarlsberg over here. Let's see. Has he got he's got some eye development. Very nice. Nice Jarlsberg. He's got a Colby here. Very good. And over here, yep, as I guessed, Campanzola. So absolutely amazing. So all of these cheeses were made by Wayne, and that is a delightful spread. Look at that. You got the crackers going, different types of crackers, different types of meats. So it's a big charcuterie board. We got some grapes, some red seedless grapes there. Lovely, lovely. Strawberries, a little bit of twiggy sticks, as they call them here in Australia, and some pitted olives as well. Absolutely delightful. I would have loved that. I don't think there would have been much left after if somebody had invited me. But anyway, it looks glorious. Looks glorious. So well done to Wayne. Thank you so much. And thanks for being a customer, Wayne. I really appreciate it, of Little Green Workshops. Okay. So that is the gallery for today. Thank you so much to both David and Wayne for sending those photos in. I appreciate it. How do you send me your photos? Well, I already hinted at that once, but what we do is we go to the channel page, and this is in a browser only. Just go this part up here where the little hand pops up. You can do it on the links as well. But yeah, it says you just go down here, more info, view email address. I'm pretty sure you can't do it on mobile devices. You might be able to do it in Safari. I'm not sure if you got iOS, but definitely Chrome on any device will show it. Seeing YouTube and Chrome are both owned by Google, so hence the compatibility. So click on that. I'm not going to click on it because I'll get spammed by all and sundry. So yeah, there we go. That's where you go to send all your photos through. And please do, if you've made a cheese recently and you're chuffed to bits and very proud of it, then just take a snap on your phone and shoot it through to me. I love, and put a little spiel, what it is and what you did and why you're so proud of it, or if you've had issues with your cheese as well. So either way, let me know. That would be fantastic to get some more photos for the gallery this week. Now, Merv has a question. It says, on making halloumi, Lisa Peterson's recipe has the use of mesophilic culture. What's your thoughts on that? Does it add flavour? Probably not so much. Because you've got to remember, Merv, if you look at the recipe, I'm pretty sure it's the same, that you've got to heat the whey up, right? After you've pressed the cheese, I press them generally between two boards in some butter muslin. And then when you cut the chunks that you're going to put into the hot whey, the whey's at about 70 something degrees Celsius. And when the slabs are cooked, they will float to the top, right? In that process of them being in the whey, the hot whey, any mesophilic culture that's in there is going to die. It's going to die off. So it's not going to improve in flavour, in aging whatsoever. I think it may have been there just to acidify the milk a little bit, just so that the rennet would set a better curd, is my thoughts. But as far as flavour profile, there won't be too much difference. Remember that traditional Cypriot halloumi is made with either cow, goat or sheep's milk. They use all three there. Sometimes a combination of those milks. Depends on what they've got. And they always start with raw milk anyway. So hence why I don't add any starter culture in there anyway, because I know for a fact that the cheese, any cultures that are in the milk are going to die off anyway. And they're not going to add any flavour because you use the halloumi fairly, it's a fresh cheese. You use it quickly. Well, they certainly do, and you don't package it for too long. You can, but it tends to dry out a little bit. So, no, you don't really need to if you don't want to. But you could try it both ways, Merv, just to see, just to experiment. But personally, I don't think there will be much change at all. Okay. Ahmed says, can you please send me the video link of making juice from lactose serum, which is whey? I included that in the chat already. I'll do it again, but it's an alcoholic ferment. Where is it? I'll do it again. Here we go. Bland. That's the one. Got a couple of taste tests there, so we'll just grab that again, and we'll copy that. So this is the fermented whey drink juice, if you want to call it juice. I suppose you can. What am I doing? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That happens all the time here, apparently. You only have to go watch my Curd Nerd Gaming channel for me hitting the wrong button. Goodness me. I'm an old bloke when looking at all the young'uns playing their games over on the YouTubes, all the live streams. I'm a silly old bugger when I'm doing mine anyway. It's about the only thing I can do. Anyway, Ahmed also says, frankly, I have benefited a lot from your videos. Thank you very much for the advice you provide. My pleasure, mate. The Rennet Works, which is the Rennet Works is Matt's. I don't know what's going on. I think you figured it out. So chuffed. First post ever with the new Rennet Works handle, Gav. I just needed to figure out adding the logo. Matt. Yeah, I knew it was you, Matt. I knew that was your brand. Yeah, I think you just go to the YouTube page, customize the channel, and add a new logo. I've got making channel pages down pat. I'll just let me just show you. Can I show you? Let's do it. It's a bit of a YouTube stuff. So if I wanted to change my channel, so down here you got to be logged on. So it says here customize channel for your Rennet Works one, and I'm going behind the scenes now. So you go here and you can change your banner image. Down here you can change your picture on your channel, your handle, and all of the good gear. Right, so that's in YouTube Studio. And yeah, custom channel. There you go. So that's how you do it. Hope that helped, mate. Alrighty, back to my head. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, so we have, what's that, 13 minutes? 13 minutes to go. Pop a question in the chat if you haven't already asked one. You got a burning question? Or just, there you go. I'll open up to any question. A life question, if you have any questions for me. Not too personal, of course, but, you know, general question. I'm quite happy to answer it. Yeah, we can go from there. How do I do this? How do I do that? Yeah, why not? So throw that in there. We'll see how we go. Nice coffee. It's only my first one for the day, by the way. Okay. So, we're here. Cheese. That's what we're on about. Oh, one thing. I got a new product. Well, it's not a new product. It's an old product, but new branding, apparently. So I got this yogurt maker that I used to use, and I still got one myself, which is absolutely fantastic. This yogurt maker is from, who do they call themselves? What do they call themselves today? Keep changing their brand. Country Trading Co. It was a New Zealand brand, now it's a European brand because they got bought out. But yeah, it's got a thermos inside, a stainless steel thermos, a jar, and I tell you what, the thermos works so well for keeping the temperature of the yogurt. You get to make, 1 quart is how you do it. So that works well, which is 950 millilitres. Yeah. So 1 quart, they're reasonably priced and they work really well. So I've got 6 of them at the moment just to test the water to see if people are interested. But when I do figure out how to do my little setup in here, sitting down setup, which I think you'll like. I've been mulling on it while we're doing the stream. They're quite frankly that I will be using the thermos version as well as a different version on how to make yogurt. So I'm going to do a couple of ways to do it. Simple pot, jar, wrapped in a blanket or a couple of tea towels. That's one version to keep it warm. Keep it in if you've got an electric oven and it's got a halogen light bulb in it. You can leave the light on and turn the don't turn the oven on, but yeah, anyway, it'll stay warm overnight if you really want to do that. Or you can use a thermos like that one. Or you can use a Thermomix or Instapot, or what's the other? Oh, the Fromaggio that I've got as well. So I don't have an Instapot or a Thermomix. I think it's called a Thermomix. But I will use the Fromaggio just to do a batch as well, just to show everybody. So that's what I'm planning, a comprehensive yogurt video. Because I know a lot of people make yogurt. I used to, but yeah, why not? Okay, Shauna says she's frustrated. She can't get unhomogenised milk at the moment for 6 weeks, which is a shame. I can still get it at the moment at... what do I get? I get it from that Indian dairy, well, Indian branded dairy, Kisan, which is up in Shepparton in Victoria. Kisan, I think, just means farmer. So farmer's milk, which is pasteurised, unhomogenised. So, yeah, I think that'll work. Matt says, cheers. Oh, no problems. A little bit of YouTube tutorial for you there, mate. They work. I don't see a picture yet, so put a picture in and then do a comment. Quick. Linda says, what do you think about adding dried fruit to Buddha-Kaiser? Buddha-Kaiser is a really delicate sort of flavour. I don't think I'd pick that one for any dried fruit. It's a very soft, a semi-hard cheese. I'll call it semi-hard. It's not soft, but semi-hard cheese. And yeah, I don't think it'd really go well with adding any sort of dried fruit to it, Linda, because it does tend to sag when you vacuum pack it because it's really high moisture. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. I don't know. Look, you can try it. There's no problem why you couldn't try it whatsoever, but I don't think I'd recommend that as a cheese to add dried fruit to. Okay. Shauna says, I make yogurt in the Thermomix at least twice a week. Thanks, Shauna, yeah. And yeah, there's perfectly good. I think that some of those machines have settings for yogurt to keep it at about between 35 Celsius and 40 Celsius, which the thermophilic culture absolutely loves, the yogurt culture. Okay, curtain nerd light's going off. I nearly missed that one. Patricia, thank you so much for that. Hang on, I'll just turn that off. It says, nearly missed the chat. Hi from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Question for Gavin. That I'm the only one here, but yeah, question. How would you sanitise dried chives and garlic powder for Cotswold? Okay, so what I did is 2 ways. And they're both recommended by Lisa in her book. This one. I'm going to check this one out on my Amazon link down below. But Confident Cheese Making, in her chapter about additives, a couple of ways. She recommends that you can use, if you have jars that are unopened, means they're sanitised and there's nothing in them, so that you can use them straight from the jar. If they're, got the seal on them. Or you can do the oven method. And this includes garlic powder. It won't go too brown, that's for sure. But on a baking tray, put some aluminium foil on top. Sprinkle your herbs all over the top, whichever ones you're going to use. And then at 120 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes in the oven. And you're good to go. All the yeasts and bad bacteria should be killed off. It's just a quick way of pasteurising the products, if that makes sense. So that would work. And thank you very, very much for the super chat. First one of the stream. So thanks so much. Okay. What else we got? We got some other German stuff going on there that I don't understand. Sorry, C. Scarsden. What role would a magnetic... What? Which role play the magnetic field by cheese... I don't understand. I'm sorry. Ahmed says, do I have an Instagram page? Yes, I do. Can I bring it up? Insta. Where is it? Gav? There we go. Gav, where's my profile page? There it is. Goodness me, what are all these buttons? So many things. Why are there things? I don't really post on it very much. I'm not very active over there. I don't know all these extra things. Hang on. Can I get a... I'll give you the link. You can go and check the page out yourself. Where's the link? Here we are. There we go. Instagram, the Cheeseman TV. That's what I called. But you can go and check that out, Ahmed, if you really want to. There it is. For everybody to see in the world. It's got a lot of reels on it. Not so many photos. I do that on YouTube. So what I do... Because YouTube's the main base, and that I've always said this is my home base, especially with, 350,000 subscribers. The best way that I communicate photos and stuff like that, anything that I'm doing in the cheese making world, is via Community tab. And the Community tab, can I show that as well? So those who don't know what the Community tab is... or its posts. I don't think you can see it on the phone. Let me just have a quick look and see what it looks like. I've only got a few minutes to go. Second monitor. So over on the channel page, here where it says posts. So these will come up in your feed on iOS as well. This one's the one I cancelled for a month ago. Cancelled a cheese making session, but any photos that I get, any new videos that people haven't seen, any new merch drops, so this is like my Instagram feed, right? But it's on YouTube. Anybody who I want to shout out to, who have done some amazing videos about cheese, I'll pop them on my post. If I've got books in stock, I'll put those in there. Cameos, I'm on Cameo as well. I had a weird Cameo request the other day, but yeah. Anyway, I didn't do it. There's some weird people out there. That's all I can say. Anyway, yeah. So this is my Instagram feed. So you can find this under posts, both on mobile device and on a browser. So you can go and check that out. And if you're on a mobile device, I think it's called the Community tab or something like that. And you can actually... I'm pretty sure you can actually post your own photos in there. So it's like a double Instagram. It's like a Facebook feed then. But yeah, you can't see that on browser. So anyway, it is what it is. Shauna says she's got to go. Have a great week. Have a great week, Shauna. Hope everything turns out a little bit better this week. So, Jorge, g'day mate in Brazil. I like your cap. Thanks, mate. It's because it's cold. It's only like 4 degrees. I got the heater on at the moment, but when I first got in here, it was freezing. Patricia says, thanks, Gav. Got to get Lisa's book. Sounds like a good addition to the shelf. Indeed. I enjoyed her book. I've read it twice now because there's so much information in there. It was hard to digest the first time round. She did use a lot of scientific references, which is great, and made it fairly for the layperson, but there's a lot of detail in there. But yeah, it's a good book. I really highly recommend it, Patricia. So, okay, that'll do. I think we're 2 minutes away. All right, got to pay the bills. Don't forget that, thanks for watching, everybody, first of all, of course. Don't forget, if you want to pick up my 2 books and check out the cheese-making courses at the Curd Nerd Academy, go to courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au. So there's Keep Calm and Make Cheese and Keep Calm and Make More Cheese. And don't forget that there are 2 courses there as well. At the moment, I'm struggling to meet the hosting fees for that site. So, yeah, I'm breaking even, not making any money, any profits at all on that site. So if you wanted to buy the ebook version, pop over there to courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Cheese making supplies. We sell cultures, cheese baskets, all the equipment, cheese making kits over at littlegreenworkshops.com.au. We ship all over the world. This week, I have shipped cheese making supplies to Kenya, Sweden, Malta, United States of America, Brazil, and what was the last country? Canada, of course. Canada, all my Canadian friends. So, and Australia and Australia and New Zealand. So they're all the countries that I've sent cheese making stuff to this week. So littlegreenworkshops.com.au, ship all over the world. It gets there fine. You can make cheese. The cultures won't go off. Absolutely perfect. Reasonable shipping prices too. And don't forget, of course, everybody was talking about it at the start. The not this mug, but this is one of the mugs over at the merch store, merch.cheeseman.tv. Go and check all that out. Tim has one last question. Please recommend a starter cheese making kit. I think that's what he's saying. Okay, so one of the easiest and best ones. Not that one. Not that one. This one is a good one. Oh, hang on, I got lots here. We'll go for a little second longer. Right, so this one here, the Mad Millie Fresh Cheese Kit. We've got that one. With that one, you can make which cheeses? It's got a list here somewhere. Juggling. No list, but I know you can make about 6 or 7. Oh, here we are. It's on the top. I'm a dag. Feta, halloumi, cottage cheese, light cream cheese, sherv, goat's feta, and quark. All make with this cheese kit. Wrong side. Struggling. And that's available at littlegreenworkshops.com.au. There you go. Right, put that there. And if you want to make just a few less, there's the Italian cheese kit, which is a bit cheaper. And you can make mascarpone, ricotta salata, mozzarella, bocconcini, and burrata. I don't really like their burrata recipe in this because it uses the quick mozzarella recipe version, so it's not that good. And that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. I don't think we'll do too many more. But yeah, they're cheeses that I can recommend. Anyway, Merv says they know you well at the local Indeed, I take a sack of stuff, of parcels, to the post office every day. So we take a sack, drop it off to the ladies. They go, thanks, Gav. Give me some more empty sacks, and away I go. So cool. All right. Lovely. All right. Thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. Have a fantastic cheesy week. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And don't forget to hit the little notification button when I put my next stream out. Hopefully, I'll sort out this how we make cheese sitting down malarkey, and we'll go from there. So that should be good fun. Oh, all right. All right. Thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.